we're about to get a little more specific. We're talking strictly Bengals props right now, the maestro, Kenny White. And, Kenny, I'm going to start with you because the Bengals have been a very prolific offense this entire year. And your first prop kind of feeds into that a little bit.
Yeah, you're right, Coach. It is. Net yardage, total net yardage. Which team will have the more net yards in this game? Rams are minus 160, Bengals plus 130. I love that plus price because there's a lot of different ways I can win this bet and still have the Rams win the game. And I think it'll be all about field position and turnover. So, the offense for the Bengals is going to be outstanding, obviously, with Joe Burrow and crew. So I think plus $1.30 is a lot of value in there. They could still lose the game, as I said, and have the most yardage.
There's no question about that because the game script, a lot of people believe they'll be coming from behind most of the game. Now, Joe Burrow throughout the entire playoffs, his numbers, completions, attempts, yards, they've gone to the over almost every single game. What do you think about his completions in this game?
Well, I crunching the numbers. This is all numbers for me on this one. I went under because of his median number for the year on these road games is only 20. And the average defense he played was a 20th ranked defense. Now he's playing the 5th best pass defense in the NFL. So he's really stepping up in class here. The Rams have only allowed 21 completions per game. So those numbers they average 20.5. And I'm at 24.5. I feel like I have a very good under there.
Jalen Ramsey this week was very public about the fact that he wanted to go one-on-one with Jamar Chase this entire game. I was a little surprised by that, to be honest with you. But we'll see if Sean McVay allows that to happen. But what do you feel Jamar Chase will be able to accomplish in this game?
Jalen Ramsey still, I think he's top 5, one of the top 5 corners in the NFL. Pro Football Focus has him number 1. Great praise for him. He is that good. He's a shutdown guy. Jamar Chase's numbers on the road have been lower. As Burrow's passing yards have been lower, Chase's numbers are lower. I'm going under because I think Chase is going to see a lot of double coverage.
There is a great cross-sport prop that you can make, the winning score of the golfer who wins the Waste Management, and against the number for Joe Mixon in his rushing yards on Sunday.
Wow.
So your pick would help if you bet on the golfer. Tell me why.
No doubt about it. The Rams' rush defense, we've seen how good they are. And again, the Bengals have seen the 20th best average defense the entire year. Now they're facing the 6th best run defense in the Rams. I think it's going to be a really tough day for Joe Mixon against that Ram rush defense. They are so good. And I think it's just a difference in class here. The Bengals are still going to run the football. I think Mixon could go over his rushing attempts, but I don't think he gets over the rushing yards.
Now, as far as the receivers are concerned for the Bengals, we know that's where their bread and butter is. Every single playoff game we've seen Chase have a big game, Higgins have a big game, Boyd then have a big game. Which of these three do you think, as far as a catch prop is concerned, is a good bet?
They're the only team in the league that has 2 top 10 receivers, and I don't think T. Higgins gets enough praise for how good he is. Median catches on the year is 7. We're going over 5.5. And again, Jalen Ramsey is going to be shutting down Chase. That means T. Higgins is going to be the guy in this game. 10 targets last week versus the Chiefs. He's going to get 10 more targets in this game. I think he catches 7 passes.
All right, very quickly to recap, Bengals most net yards, Joe Burrow under his completions, Jamar Chase under 79.5 receiving yards, Joe Mixon under 61.5 rush yards, and then finally T. Higgins over 5.5 catches. All right, Maestro, let's move on to you. You heard Pete Prisco, always negative over there on the main set. He's never happy with anything. He says, I hate kickers. Guess what? On the side set, we love kickers. Talk to me.
How can you not love Evan McPherson? This guy is 12 for 12 in the postseason. He's 12 out of 14 on field goals of 50-plus yards. His field goal number, 1.5. I'm going over. The entire public is going over. You can call us suckers, but I think this is an easy bet because Zach Taylor takes the points. He's one of the most consistent in kicking the field goal as opposed to going for it. He's gone over this in 7 straight games, 9 of 10. The Super Bowl will make it 8 in a row.
You know, we talk at the early edge about educating and entertaining, and correlated plays are plays that we love. Your next 2 are absolutely correlated. What do you got?
Yeah, we've seen a changing of the guard in the Bengals backfield in terms of receiving. Samaje Perine, 4 targets in the AFC Championship game. Mixon only 3. Samaje Perine on the field in the 2-minute drill, gets the 41-yard touchdown, shows a really good burst, and he played 12 of the 14 third downs. So I'm going to go over his catch number, which is only 1.5, and I'm going to go over his receiving number, which has gone up from 8.5 to 10.5. I still think there's plenty of wiggle room. He can obviously get that on just 1 catch.
Yeah, Samaje Perine has kind of been a sexy name that's been floating around out here in L.A. all week because he did have that big, much-needed touchdown against the Chiefs to get them on the board. So if Samaje Perine is on the field, that means Joe Mixon won't be on the field as much. What are your next 2?
Yeah, I totally agree with Kenny about the Rams' rush defense against Joe Mixon. I'm going to go under Joe Mixon with the rushing yards and also under on his longest rush of 13.5. Joe Mixon averaged 4.1 yards a carry against a schedule of defenses that gave up 4.5 yards a carry. Now facing a Rams defense, 3.1 yards allowed in the playoffs, totally shut down the 49ers, who have a better running game. And when you look at the longest rush, the Rams have given up 22 rushes of 14-plus yards all season, but 9 of those were to wide receivers and quarterbacks on scrambles. So you throw those out, 13 to running backs, only 3 since Week 11, and that's out of 180 carries. I love this play, under 13.5, longest, for Joe Mixon, his longest rush.
Yeah, I was a little shocked that the number was this high with the rush defense that the Rams have. All right, let's quickly recap the Maestro's picks for the Cincinnati Bengals. We're going to start with Evan McPherson over 1.5 field goals, Samaje Perine over 1.5 catches, then over 10.5 receiving yards. Honestly, that could be in just 1 catch. Then Joe Mixon, longest rush under 13.5 yards.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.